Hello, my name is Tony Berard, doing my hair, and I'm doing a video this time on a game called Crazy Colors. This is like Crazy Eights, except this is for the rock, scissors, paper deck of cards. The rock, scissors, paper deck of cards looks like this. We got a rock, scissors, and paper. It's called the Colors RSP deck, where RSP stands for rock, scissors, paper. Invented by Tony Berard. Well, that's me. And this is the suits. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. You can get this deck of cards if you go to www.thegamecrafter.com, and if you put in their little search box, deck of cards, then you can find these cards. Yeah, I can't turn it sideways, so maybe I can back up to here. There, www.thegamecrafter.com. And deck of cards. Alright, so the way this game works, Crazy Colors, is let's say we have 3 players, so I'm going to deal out 1, 2, and then the dealer gets 1. So you deal out 7 cards. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you put the stock pile down and you turn 1 card face up. The first card there is a 2. And 2, some of these cards have a special meaning, just like in Crazy 8. Here, 2 means to draw 2. And the object cards mean something too. The rock, since it starts with a R, the rock means the reverse card, like in Uno. And the scissors, since it starts with an S, the scissors equals skip. So it makes it skip over the next person. And then the paper is like a certificate of doing well. Certificate. And so it means the player gets to go again. Go again. So let's see if I have all these from a nice visual. Alright, it's about as good as it can get. So 2 means to draw 2. The rock is reverse. The scissors is skip. And the paper means to go again. So, and there's the 2, since this 2 was put here, this player has to draw 2 right from the get-go. So now this player has 9 in their hand. And so the players will pick up their hands and look. Of course, they're not going to show their hands in the real game, but here's the dealer's hand. And here's this first player's hand. And here's the second player's hand. And the object is to get rid of all your cards. And you can play like Rummy also. So if you have 3 of a kind or whatever. But I didn't make it into Go Fish. So let's see. This first player has a rock, a scissors, ace. There's 2 3s. Okay, here's a little book. 3, 4, 5. So this player can put down 3, 4, 5. And other players, they can continue on that. And then we have a pair of aces, but it's not a book of 3. You have to have at least a book of 3. So a run of 3 or 3 of that suit. No, not 3 of the suit. You have 3 of a kind. Or, all right. But the discard is you have to match either the suit or the value of the card when you discard. And so, does this player have a green? No. Does this player have a 2? No. So, the player is unable to discard. So if the player cannot discard, then the player draws. So now this player now has a paper. Well, there's a rock, scissors, paper. But because he drew, his turn is over with. Once you draw, your turn is over with. All right, now it's this player's turn. This player has 3 papers. So he'll lay those down. And he's got a pair of 5s, a rock, and a 2. So he can match the 2. So he'll discard the 2. And then he's got these 3 cards left in his hand. Now it's the dealer's turn. So the dealer has a pair of scissors. Oh, the dealer has to pick up 2. 1, 2. So we got a rock. Well, here's a rock, scissors, paper. So the dealer's going to lay those down as books. Even though they're special cards, you can also make a run with them. And then we have, so I guess the dealer will discard a 2. So now this player has to pick up 2 more. So 1, 2. And, oh, I forgot one rule. So instead, okay, so the first wild card is a 2. So if you have a 2, you can lay down anything on top of it. So I forgot that part of it. So 2 was wild. So this first player didn't have to draw. And then if you don't have a discard, you can select a player and ask them to designate a new wild card. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rock, scissors, or paper. Not the suit. So the wild card is a 2 at the beginning. It's not a green. But when you're discarding, you can discard a green or a 2. All right. So then, so now it's this player's turn. Now with those rules in mind. So let's see. So he's got 2 3s, 2 aces. Yeah, he's got a rock, scissors, paper. So he'll discard those. Not discard them, but lay them down as a book. Yeah, 3, 4, 6. All right, so right now the ending card is a 2 or a purple, and he's got a purple. So he'll discard the purple. Now it's this player's turn. Because this is a rock, scissors, paper, that's filled. You can't, I guess a 6 would go on the end of it, which this person could have done. So let's go back to his turn. So he hasn't discarded the 3 yet. So he'll play the 6 on here, rock, scissors, paper, 6. Now that the 6 has been played on this, which the first person could have done, could have had a run of 4. I'm just messing this up all over the place. Anyway, so now he plays the 6, so now this player can't play the 6. All right. And then that's it. So now this player's turn. So now that the 6 has been played, a 5 can be played on it. So he plays the 5. And this 3 was his discard. So the 5, so now it's rock, scissors, paper. Right here, rock, scissors, paper. 6, 5. And now, can this guy do anything else? Okay, so he has to discard a 3 or a purple. and he doesn't have a 3 and a purple. This is his last 2 cards. So now with the new rule that he can designate a person, so he'll ask the dealer, hey, designate a new wild card. Let's say the dealer says, since this guy put down a 5, the dealer might think with only 2 cards left, he doesn't have another 5. So let's say he says 5. So this guy gets a good deal. So he doesn't have to draw. He gets to discard this 5. So now the next player has to discard a 5 or a red. So now it's this player's turn. So this rock, scissors, paper, he can add to it. So there's a 6. So he's added to the 6. And then what else can go on? So here's 3, 4, 5. He'll add to that with this 2. So he'll add to the 2. And then what else can we do? That's about it. So now he has to discard. Well, that was foolish. So he's got this red 6. He's going to use that for his discard. He's actually going to play the 6 there. So 3, 4, 5, and he'll use the green 6. Then he can use the red 6 to go on the red 5 as a discard. Then the dealer's turn is over with. So the dealer has 2 cards left. Now it's this guy's turn. So the 6. So he's got 2 aces, a 3, and a 4. Well, here's a 2. And so he'll play this ace to play off of that 2. And so now he has to discard a red or a 6. And he doesn't have it. So let's say he asks this guy, designate a new wild card. Let's say he says, well, he has to, it can't be a, 5 was the last one. So he can say 6. Because the last wild card was a 5. So now the new wild card is a 6. So he doesn't have a 6. So he has to draw. So he draws. Then, now it's this guy's turn. So he's got a rock. Now he has to discard because he can't play anything else. Yeah, he can't play it off because he has to have a red rock, and he doesn't. He's got a blue rock. So he has to draw. Oh no, he can ask to designate a new thing. So 6 was the last one. So he'll ask this guy to designate a new wild card. Let's say he says 3. So he doesn't have a 3, so he has to draw. So 3's, and so people have to keep up with, what the latest wild card is. All right, so now it's the dealer's turn. He's got a rock and a scissors. No red, no 6. And he can't make any plays. So he'll ask this guy to designate a new wild card. Let's say he says scissors. Well, that's cool. So he plays the scissors. That means skip. So now it's not his turn. Now it's this guy's turn. So see what he did? He picked a new wild card. The guy was able to play it, and he skipped over. So that's the thanks he gets. All right. So he's got a rock, a blue rock, and an orange ace. This is a yellow scissors. So he has to draw. Well, no, he can designate a new wild card. So scissors was the last one. So let's say he asked the dealer to designate a new wild card. Let's say he says rock. So then he plays the rock, which reverses. So now the turns go counterclockwise. So now it becomes this guy's turn. So he got skipped over, but it's his turn again right away. So the dealer just has this rock, and he can't get rid of it because it keeps coming over, not his turn. Anyway, so now it's his turn. So now this is a blue rock. So he's got a blue ace, so he can finally discard appropriately. Now it's the dealer's turn. He doesn't have a blue or an ace. So he's got this orange rock. So let's say he asks this guy to designate a new wild card. Since he's got an ace, he might as well say ace to help himself out if it makes it to him. Well, he doesn't have an ace, so he draws. And it's a 3, and he can't make a play on it. So now it's this guy's turn. Ace, and he wins the game. So this player wins the game. So he had, and you can tally up points for it. I don't know if I designated a point system for it. I'd have to look at my paper again. I have a paper that I wrote. I have a Facebook group called Colors RSP Deck of Cards, and this group is, well, it's a Facebook group. You can join it. If you have a Facebook account, you can ask to join it. You should be able to find it with Colors RSP Deck of Cards. So once you're in Facebook, you should be able to find it. And then you can join the group, and you can ask questions. There's links to YouTube videos. And you can go to the GameCrafter site to get the cards. www.thegamecrafter.com. So anyway, this is meant to be a good, fun family game, or you can have a nice, fun time with friends. All right, this is Tony Berard signing off.